Then on top of all that, recently President Trump held a rally in which he harshly criticized Governor Brian Kemp of Georgia. Trump and Kemp have had disagreements ever since the 2020 election, and at this point they have boiled over in a significant way. I think it is tremendously unhelpful for President Trump to be making these kinds of comments. Ronald Reagan had a rule back in the 80s. He called it the 11th Commandment, and that was not to criticize other Republicans. There's no reason to do so at this point. Brian Kemp is the governor of Georgia, and he will be for at least until 2026. I'm not sure if Georgia has a term limit for their governors, but he's not going anywhere in the near future. And also, Donald Trump should, at least to some extent, be a fan of Brian Kemp, because he passed an election integrity law, which made it harder to cheat in elections in Georgia. So that should actually assuage some of President Trump's fears regarding the upcoming election in Georgia. Also, as President Trump criticizes Brian Kemp, every second that he does that is a second that he's not criticizing Kamala Harris and now her VP pick. All of the focus needs to be on them. Republicans should not be taking their time and resources away from battling Kamala and instead battling other Republicans. This is an incredibly important election, and we need all hands on deck to fight Kamala Harris. And Brian Kemp, as a matter of fact, has been doing that. He has not tried to hit back at Trump. He has effectively ignored Trump's attacks, and he is refocused back on Kamala Harris. And let's not forget, when it comes to Brian Kemp, that he won the 2022 Georgia governor's race over Stacey Abrams in the same election where Herschel Walker lost, I believe, to Raphael Warnock. So Kemp won in a purple state when Republicans were struggling in that election. So Kemp needs to be an ally of the Trump administration and not turned into an